Good morning, I'm Terry, and welcome to TARDIS Spider. Today, I'm going to make the same video everyone else is making. Russell T. Davies has returned to Doctor Who. But first, remember, November 13th, from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, at the Foley Public Library, we will be celebrating Doctor Who Day. So please join us for Doctor Who Day and a viewing of the film Doctor Who from 1996. And if you like this video, please give us a like, please give us a subscribe. Now, let's talk about Russell T. Davies returning to Doctor Who. This week on the news, it has been full of stories and opinions about Russell T. Davies returning to Doctor Who for the 60th anniversary show and some series work after. I look forward to his return, but I am not so sure that I like the idea. I like this show moving forward, not moving back. Like many, I see the viewing figures being down quite a bit, and I know that the show is in trouble, and this appears to be a plan to revive a dying series. I hope it works. Doctor Who is my favorite show. So let's look back at the Russell T. Davies era, and I have 10 stories that I enjoy, and I think all of you will enjoy also. So here goes 10 stories from the Russell T. Davies era to enjoy again. Rose, the first story of the new era. The Autons are planning their third invasion of Earth. The Doctor, as played by Christopher Eccleston, and Billie Piper plays Rose. They have a natural on-screen chemistry, and it starts to show right from the very beginning. The Autons, however, it seems, have been reduced to villain of the week status. While Rose introduced us to the new Doctor and Rose, the next story I want to view is Dalek. The Daleks are reintroduced. In Utah, a millionaire's eccentric collection contains a deceptively harmless Metaltron. This is a dynamic reintroduction to the series' main foe, sadly hampered in the closing moments by an overdose of sentimentality. However, the Dalek itself is a thing of beauty, and there are some fine scenes of death and destruction. The Empty Child the Doctor dances. During the Blitz, an unearthly child in a gas mask roams the streets of London. Told entirely in one night, the Blitz is brilliantly realized, and the atmosphere is consistently spooky. The gas mask plague victims will probably live long in many children's nightmares. Scary, funny, and exciting, this story should not be missed, and it has one of those moments that changed Doctor Who forever. Billie Piper is still Rose, but the Doctor is now David Tennant in the story The Girl in the Fireplace. An outer spaceship holds gateways to 8th century France. This is a superbly written romantic fantasy with a surreal and frightening atmosphere and a devastating conclusion. Miss Miles gives a muted performance as Renette, but the attention to detail is stunning. A wonderful story. In the two-part story, The Satan Pit, a planet is orbiting a black hole, and a satanic creature is awakening. A richly atmospheric and frightening base undersea story. Murray Gold's music racks up the tension, and the oud are chilling and original. In our next story, David Tennant is still the Doctor, but Rose has been replaced by Dr. Martha Jones, played by Freema Agyeman. And in another two-part story, Human Nature and the Family of Blood, the Doctor becomes a human schoolteacher in 1913 England. Sumptuously photographed and directed, this is a brave adult story awash with terrifying imagery and a truly bunch of imaginative plot devices. Blink will introduce us to another of the most iconic villains in all of Doctor Who history. In an old abandoned house, the weeping angels await their next victim. Terrifying, funny, and incredibly tense, Blink's exquisitely structured script is vividly brought to the screen by Hetty MacDonald and is helped enormously by Murray Gold's best musical score to date. David Tennant's Doctor will travel to the planet of the Ood with a new companion, Catherine Tate, as Donna Noble. On the Ood sphere, the Ood are being horribly abused and enslaved. An undeniably impressive alien world combines with eerie and sympathetic Ood to create a memorably chilly adventure in which the Doctor plays little part. The giant brain, though, is sort of silly. In The Unicorn and the Wasp, the Doctor and Donna meet Agatha Christie and help solve a whodunit. This is done almost entirely for laughs, and it has a light and summery feel to it. It has some wonderful performances, and Robert's script is consistently amusing. Another two-part story, Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead, is the 10th story on this list. In an empty planet-sized library, the shadows are alive and hungry. This story will introduce us to River Song, carrying us into the next era of Doctor Who. This is a favorite of our family, and we've enjoyed it many times. Now, these 10 stories are not all of the very good stories from the Russell T. Davies era, but they're 10 of my favorites, and let's hope that the next Russell T. Davies era gives us many more stories that are just as or more memorable than these. This week for a recommendation, it's the 1974 film Young Frankenstien, starring Gene Wilder. This Mel Brooks film is full of laughs as the American grandson of an infamous scientist struggles to prove that his grandfather was not as insane as people believe. So watch Gene Wilder in Young Frankenstien, and remember to enjoy your journey through time and space. I will talk to all of you again soon.